The big news of the day, if there is news, Steve Kerr was on with the morning show today. The Warriors flight had trouble, I guess it was late leaving or getting into Houston, and he did the interview this morning. And Jonathan Kuminga's missed the last 4 games. Yeah. The Golden State Warriors have won all 4, and they seem to maybe have found something with Wiggins at 3, Draymond at 4, Trayce Jackson-Davis at 5. But Kuminga had been starting. So, Steve Kerr, start us off. Where are we at right now as we play Houston tonight?
I've got to make a decision whether he starts or not. It's up in the air. We're going to meet as a staff. I mean, we've won 4 in a row starting Trayce with Draymond on the front line. Mm-hmm. And that's, generally in the past, the way I've handled things, if our team is playing well, I generally stay with the same group. But that also disrupts the bench rotation. It changes things there. And Moses is playing really well. Gary Payton's playing well. So there's a lot to consider with that question. But regardless, we want him back. I mean, we need JK.
All right, what'd you hear?
Wow. I kind of hear, Steiny, no one man is bigger than the team. Draymond Green has been phenomenal since Orlando Gate with him getting ran defensively, offensively, looking to shoot the ball like he did against Dallas. I know we didn't get a chance to react on that. You and Evan did. But, Steiny, to keep Draymond whole and healthy, you need to take something off his plate in regard to banging up against those 5s, and Jackson Davis does that. So I'm all for it, and it sounds like Jonathan Kuminga will again be coming off the bench. You gave me. I don't know if YouTube caught it, but
I don't know what the answer is.
I don't know.
To me, this is one where, it's not right to do one thing. It's not right to do the other. I don't think he'll make the best decision with the information he's got. I'm talking about Steve Kerr, but I would just point out that it's interesting that Andrew Wiggins misses 4 games because of personal reasons.
That happened.
And he comes back and he's inserted right into the starting lineup. And Jonathan Kuminga misses 4 games because of injury, and he may have to come off the bench when he returns. Does that register with anybody? 888-957-9570. Or is it just a situation where not every situation is the same? And it was better for the team for Wiggins to come back into the starting lineup, and it's better for the team for Kuminga to come off the bench.
Well, I'll do this.
I don't know.
Let's start with Matthew J. Steinmetz. If you were Kuminga and you didn't start, would you be feeling some type of way? Or would you say, I got to take one for the team? Because I don't think this is all an indictment, and that's too strong of a word, on Kuminga. We've all seen his growth. But if you're telling me my power forward can go back to his natural spot, you got to look at it like it's bigger than just you. And
there's another issue to this.
Okay.
There's another issue why Kuminga would start to come off the bench, and that's because the realization is set in that Wiggins and Kuminga don't play well together.
Wow.
That they both can't reach their potential as individuals when they play together, and therefore the Warriors can't reach their potential. So this might just be the first part of trying to split those guys' playing time up as much as possible, because
interesting.
Halfway through the year, one of the beauties of this job is we hear these guys talk day in and day out, and halfway through the year, Steve Kerr talked about how Wiggins and Kuminga were redundant in ways. They both have the same strengths, a lot of the same strengths. They both have a lot of the same weaknesses. So when they play together, they don't really fit together. And that, to me, is as important as why you would bring Kuminga off the bench, is that Trayce Jackson-Davis can now play 5 and Draymond can go to 4, though that's a big part of it.
Yeah, no doubt. And what happened when Draymond came back from his suspension, Steiny? What did I say? And Draymond, he deserved these bouquet of flowers in regard to he made that mesh. He made Wiggins and Kuminga coincide, and maybe that got you so far, but yet you still didn't get hot. They had the 14-4 stretch, but like I said, right now it's go time. It's about team, and we know Kuminga will not bite his tongue if he's not happy about his playing time or how he's being used, but Steiny, you said the great word. It's interesting that, Wiggs got his spot back, and if somehow Kuminga comes off the bench, it is what it is, but they got games to win. I'm looking at the standings, and I know the Warriors, I left you, and you feel like, you're not excited. I kind of am, but it's been, I just can't get to the 12th floor because they can't get out the 10th spot. But I'm looking at the standings right now, Steiny, and there's a scenario to where right now the Warriors are 2 games behind the Lakers, who are also hot. They've won 3. What if the Pelicans got to that 9th spot or Sacramento got to that 9th spot? I would love the Warriors' chances better than going to L.A. to maybe play up in Sac, the A's new home, and the Smoothie Center.
I mean, there's 7 games left for the Warriors. Yeah. And the Kings have 7 games left. And right now the Warriors are 3 in back of the Kings. I mean, to think that the Warriors are going to catch anybody 8 or better right now.
That ship is gone. Okay. But what about if the Lakers, who are 1 back of Sac and a game and a half back of New Orleans, what if they went up?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and then you got the Pelicans on the road or Sac on the road. Like, to me, that's what you want.
Well, you're going to have 2 games on the road no matter what.
Right, but I'd rather get the Lakers later than earlier.
Well, you might get the Lakers in the second play-in game if they move up the standings. I guess that's one way to look at it. The Lakers, I guess the Warriors could root for the Lakers to move up, and so they wouldn't have to play the Lakers in the first round. I still think it's looking like Lakers 9, Warriors 10. But the other thing that to me is interesting is let's just talk about tonight's game against Houston. Let's say the Golden State Warriors win tonight against Houston. What does that mean? And let's say what happens if the Warriors lose to Houston. And what I mean is, then how do you, if you beat Houston tonight, they're 4 games behind you, you have the tiebreaker. At that point, you don't have to worry about Houston.
I would rest some of my dudes tomorrow night in Dallas.
Okay, so then you are not, and I think I'm with you here too. You're not going to go all in on getting to the 9.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Because I don't think you can, Steiny. The Lakers are, you know what I mean? Like,
well, you got the Lakers one more time.
Well, you are right. A Saturday, I believe. Saturday night game.
Warriors win tonight against Houston, and the Lakers lose a game
Tuesday. Thank you, Spadoni.
So
what made me say Saturday?
What I'm getting at is that the Warriors, after tonight's game, are going to have a decision to make if they win this game, because then they will pretty much be locked into 10 or better. But how hard do you go at 9?
Huh?
Do you really go hard the last 6 games for the 9 to play one home game against the Lakers, probably, or another team? I don't know. I don't know that answer.
Well, if you're throwing that at me, and you did, and I kind of fumbled, I'll tell you what, Steiny, I would go hard to get that game against LeBron and AD here, even though, this season hasn't been anything to write home about as far as our home record. You want that game at home.
888-957-9570 is the number. I got 2 questions for Warrior fans tonight. And one is, it looks like Jonathan Kuminga is going to return tonight, although Steve Kerr said he's still got to pass some tests on the knee, but it looks like he's going to play tonight. But Steve Kerr, it just feels like Kuminga is going to come off the bench tonight. Huh? And does that matter to you if you're a Warrior fan? Are you worried about, look, Evan and I went back and looked at some of the numbers of minutes played for Kuminga.
Okay.
And, there were games 2 months into the season. There was a game in particular against Sacramento that the Warriors lost. Jonathan Kuminga played 9 minutes. And if you look at his game logs, there were points in the first couple months of the season when he was playing 16 minutes a night, 18 minutes a night. And then, obviously, what happened after the story in The Athletic, where Kuminga's camp said that he lost faith in the coaching staff. It is pretty amazing. If you pinpoint that date, things changed.
Oh my gosh.
At that point, he started playing 25 minutes a night at least, and then now he's been over 30 a good amount of the time. So now Kuminga's going to be coming off the bench. And how much will that affect his playing time? And if you're a Warrior fan, are you okay with that? Having Kuminga come off the bench? Do you think he'll be okay with it? And then secondly, how are you approaching the last 6 games if you're the Warriors?
They're coming fast, too.
They are coming fast. How much effort are you putting into moving up the standings? How much effort are you putting into resting Steph, Clay, Draymond Green, knowing you're going to have to win 2 one-game elimination games against the Lakers probably and somebody else?
Yeah.
I mean, if you could lose Houston,
and you could
somehow
do that tonight. You put the nail in the coffin tonight, Steiny.
Just go load manage the last 6 games.
No doubt about it. And you start with number 30.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think there is a doubt about it because you could get to 9 if you keep winning. I mean, if you beat the Lakers, you got a shot at catching the Lakers. No doubt. But how much energy do you want to put into beating the Lakers?
I'll tell you. Go ahead.
To get to 9, if that's the case.
Yeah, I don't want to make it about me, but you talked about Kuminga's minute usage early, and I went on one of my rants early on. You remember, Steiny, about Kuminga and him not playing and the team not having success on the court and him only getting a little amount of minutes. But all of a sudden, he took it and ran with it. But the rat on the table to me, to where Steve Kerr, brought to you by Atco, can make this decision, Steiny, let's do it. Let's talk about it. Wiggins has been great outside of the San Antonio game, so that's a lot of this too, right? That Wiggins has taken the mantle, and you talked about the amount of shots. There's more.
Exactly.
There's a natural ability for him to know they need me, if that makes any sense. And the proof's in the pudding. And right now he's balling. I don't want to say he saved him, but he was playing his ass off against Dallas.
888-957-9570 is the number. Warriors at Houston tonight. Then they play Dallas tomorrow. And I think after these next 2 games, obviously there'll only be 4 games left, and we're gonna obviously see kind of where they sit and then what they have to do. But I just, I think it's very interesting. If you can get a win tonight against Houston, then how do you approach the week after? If you lose tonight against Houston, then all of a sudden they're 2 behind, and you might have to win some more games to make sure that they don't catch you. So a lot going on with the Golden State Warriors, and we'll play some of this Steve Kerr sound. He was on with the morning show this morning instead of yesterday.
I want to give you, before you grab the call, Steiny, I want to give you a nugget, you, Evan, and Spadoni, and the listeners, why I'm feeling a bit better, why the sun, even though it's raining, is out a little more Warrior land for me. And you're a basketball historian. But, Steiny, I would love to have been in the meeting or read the email or been privy to the NBA and the NBA talking to the officials about letting stuff go. I mean, I'm not used to watching basketball to where they're letting this physicality and these fouls to where I'm like, that's a foul, that's a foul, that's a foul. And all of a sudden it's not a foul. You got TJD at the 5 now. Draymond Green, forget my criticism of him off the court. He is a junkyard dog. He is one of the strongest defenders in the game in the paint with those paws. And Steiny, if they're going to allow this to continue, this physicality, and kind of, just swallow the whistle, to me, the Warriors defense, now that you got TJD at the 5, you got size, you got a guy that can block shots to go along with Draymond Green, the Tasmanian Devil. Like, now I'm looking at, okay, what if that were a Phoenix? What if that is a LA and they're letting the Warriors be physical? I think that, to me, gives the Warriors more action and maybe pulling out a game. I was just about to know.
It's an advantage for Draymond Green. To me, it's a disadvantage for the Golden State Warriors.
But I think they beat Dallas. Well, and I'm using Dallas because they had the two-headed
they were
monster.
missing their biggest, best, most athletic player, Dallas.
All right.
So, I mean,
I get he was not there.
Okay, how you feel about it?
Because Curry don't get calls anyway, just in my world. You know what I mean? So there is no drawback to that. That'll just be what it's been.
Well, there is a drawback to it. And the drawback we saw against Dallas. I mean, did Curry get to the line against Dallas?
One time he got mugged. I'm looking at.
So, I mean, to me, any advantage you may gain from Draymond Green, being able to play more physical, you're just going to lose.
You think?
With Steph Curry not getting any calls when he goes into the lane. Yeah. I do think that. And Clay, I mean, this is still a finesse team. This is a finesse, undersized team. To me,
Curry, no free throws for Curry.
Exactly.
Clay went to Clay.
Well,
had 2.
Your boy was on one on Tuesday. Fitz.
See, I didn't get the broadcast.
Oh, you watched TNT?
Yeah, I had to get TNT. What was he saying? I doubted.
Oh, he had a beauty.
What was it?
He had a beauty. 3 minutes. 3 minutes into the game.
Well, Curry got mugged. The boss even sent out. I think it was
It's
the
amazing.
boss. Sent out a tweet. He got right, left. He got choked, and there was no call.
I mean, I do realize where it all comes from, though. Where all this talk comes from.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
You know what I'd like to find out if the NBA.
Don't say that again.
If the NBA league office ever talks to teams about the announcers and how they talk about their product and the officials. I wonder if I would think they've got to do that.
Not
but
the local broadcast.
I guess not.
Dallas only got to the line 11 times.
Thank you.
So,
thank you.
Man.
To me, Steph Curry going to the line 0 times is the equivalent of Luka Doncic going to the line only 4 times.
Yeah, he wasn't happy.
Neither of them got to the line.
4 times for Luka.
And I guess that's what's going on with
Clay
the NBA
travels, Steiny.
I didn't bring that up till the last segment.
Evan, he traveled. You can't miss that, Revs. I'm rooting for the whole team, but I said he traveled.
This is a veteran move.
He got pushed in the back, though.
Okay.
You could have called a foul.
He didn't get touched. Tim's in Raleigh, North Carolina. What's up, Tim? How you doing, man?
What's up, fellas? Hey, Sonny, you know what? At this point, I hope Kuminga gets DNP the rest of the season.
Oh, boy.
And at the end of the year, let's go ahead and move off of him because I'm so tired. This is absolutely ridiculous. I want this kid to get an opportunity somewhere. The fact that we having this conversation, like every time we win without Steph, it's no problem. We win without Clay. We win without Dre. We win without Wiggins. It's no problem. They come back in status quo. All of a sudden, we win 4 games. Matter of fact, one of them in Miami he was a part of. We win. Right. Wiggins has one good game. One. And the world is coming to an end. Wiggins is back, and Kuminga go bye-bye. Like, dude, I'm over it. Let's go all in on Wiggins on his $25 million the next 3 years because the great Wiggins is back. And let's commit to Wiggins, and it's over. Kuminga, man, you did what you needed to do. I'm happy for you, young man. You're going to get your money, but only this fan base at the number 10 seed is talking about not being able to play 2-6-8 wings. Listen.